she had borderline syndrome, which means they find you every weak spot. Because this girl was the one. And I'll tell you one thing, the only way you can lose that inner strength, that composure, is if you don't really have it in the first place. I got one more reality check about 20 years ago. I was, as I said, I was a multimillionaire. I had made money in being an independent contractor for the US government. Made a lot of money. I made more in a month tax-free than I'm making in a year now. Way more. It's multi-millionaire. Own houses, Miami Beach, Las Vegas. Didn't know what to do with my life. And then one day, this friend of mine, he brought a girl into my house. He said, well, you know, don't get starstruck. I said, I'd never do. He said, well, she's kind of famous. She's XYZ. I said, yeah, okay, I think I heard the name. And then there she was, like in all her glamorous glory, you know, typical ice skater, you know, the type. She was working for she was an Olympic ice skater, but she was like the type, Ice Follies, you know, that's a showgirls. And she'd be like, at the end of her show, she'd be like this, with a little, you know, tiara and everyone was, and I was like, oh my goddess. So I was like, I lost all my inner strength. And I'll tell you one thing, the only way you can lose that inner strength, that composure, is if you don't really have it in the first place. It was a reality check. The guy, my friend, he said, don't sleep with her. He told her not to sleep with me. He shouldn't have said that because then we needed to. And she was staying in my house for a few weeks. And one night there was a thunderstorm. This is in Sedona, Arizona. A lot of thunderstorms, almost as many as here. And then she kind of got scared at night and slipped from her room into my bed, and the rest was history. And then here was like, we always want what we can't have, right? Well, I never wanted a girlfriend. I wanted sex, but I never wanted a girlfriend. I never wanted a relationship of any kind. Well, this girl was very happy to sleep with me. She said, no, I don't want to be your girlfriend. I just want to have sex with you. No, you can't do that. You must have a relationship with me. Please, please. So I gave all my power away. I totally forgot who I was. I forgot everything I'd ever known. Because this girl was the one that got away, that one that cracked all my false facades and personae and masks and shields, and she just cut right through it like Alexander the Great with his sword through the Gordian knot. She cut right to the chase, right to my soul. And I lost all my power, all of what I thought I had, because it wasn't really solid. It wasn't built on a solid foundation. And a lot of times in your lives, you may find that you think, oh, you're already there. But it only takes this one little thing, like a glass cutter. I remember I had this one car, this abandoned car. Somebody parked it in this abandoned lot that I had, and I couldn't get in. So I was trying to like break the side window. I finally took like this heavy metal pipe, and I tried to smash, and I could not break through the damn thing. And then I got an idea. I got my BB gun. I went, why? Because you put in, just like a glass cutter, you put this tiny little, something that breaks the surface. That engine that I destroyed in stock car racing, somebody had scribed on the polished connecting rod the number 7. And that little dash, I said, don't, you can't do that. You can't scribe them like a regular V8. You have to put like tape on it. Didn't. And at 8,000 RPMs, that connecting titanium reinforced kind of connecting rod broke right there. That tiny little that he had scribed into the connecting rod and destroyed the entire engine. Blew up like a ball of fire. That was a wake-up call. Well, this was the same thing. She found that tiny little crack in my otherwise perfect shield and went right through, straight from my heart. And she was what I didn't know at the time, and it wasn't really taught in psychology. She had borderline syndrome, that particular complex of social disorders, which means they find you every weak spot. It's just like they know this search and destroy, heat-seeking missile. They know exactly. It's like the Death Star in Star Wars when he puts it down the pipe of the Death Star, Luke. She found every weak spot. I mean, that woman, everything, nothing could break me before that. Not even being shot at, Not even seeing people die around me couldn't break me. But that friggin' woman got through every defense, just like butter. She sliced right through it. Because there was no real strength there. It was all make-believe. It was all Potemkin villages, like a movie set, like a Western town, where you see all the facades, and then there's like 4x4s holding them up. That's what that was. Luckily, it was in Sedona, Arizona, where you can do very intense and very scary hikes. So I climbed, almost killed myself a few times, climbing, free climbing. And then after 2 or 3 years of doing this and doing all this work and working with mentors and so forth, I finally came out the other side, and then I looked in the mirror again and I said, okay, I think I found it. I think I can say, I am now a man. I know what that means. I know my values, my virtues, my purpose. I know what I'm willing to live for, and I know what I'm willing to die for. And I know I'm willing to die for what I believe in, for this constitutional republic, not a democracy, my country, the United States of America. I'm willing to die for what it stands for. It's 6 elements that I've figured out that really need to come together. If you're willing to go through the remasculation process, getting women it will no longer be something you have to work for. It'll be something that'll come to you naturally as a result of that very process.